Okay.
We're busy.
Hi, how are you? Okay, we're now joined by Dale Jr., driver of the number 88 National Guard Military Intelligence AMP Energy Chevrolet, currently ninth in points. Dale, talk a little bit, obviously, 2 races left in the chase. Talk a little bit about the importance of this weekend's event.
Well, we're just, going to come in here and try to run as good as we can. I really like racing at Atlanta. It's a fun racetrack, and we'll just see how practice goes. See how the car's driving, see how much work we're going to have to do to get where we want to be on speed and drivability, and go from there. But hopefully it'll be a pretty productive weekend for us, not just to help us along in the chase, but we need to improve on performance as a whole. So we're really looking to try to do that this weekend.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for questioning. We'll start with Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Dale, congratulations on signing the deal with Hendrick Motorsports. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy that it happened. Me and Rick talked on the phone about probably 5 months ago or so. I can't even remember. But we were just I just told him that if we were going to do another deal, that I wanted to start on it now because I didn't want to talk about it next year and it be any kind of distraction for me. So, but if he wanted to wait, we could wait. He's the boss. He can do whatever he wants. I just wanted to put that out there, and he was ready to go. So we just went ahead and shook hands, and then let Marshall and Kelly handle the heavy lifting. And I'm excited about it and happy that I got a place to work, and I'm happy to have Rick's commitment, and hopefully me and Steve can continue to grow and start to do what we want to do on the racetrack. So, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Just kind of puts it at ease there a little bit.
Okay, we'll go to Bob.
Bob Pocker, SceneDaily.com. Were you surprised it took 5 months to get the heavy lifting done, and did it matter to get it done before the chase?
I wonder. I really have no idea what all Marshall and Kelly had to go through and what they had to talk about and what the discussion was about. Kelly would come to me and say, "Hey, these are the kind of numbers." I said, "I don't know. I don't care. Just if you think it's fair, let's just do it. I don't want to talk about numbers, base salary versus percentages and this, and that, and the other. Just whatever you think is fair, it's fine with me." Maybe because we started working on it, maybe 6 to 8 months before you typically would start to address that kind of a situation, they took a little lackadaisical approach to it and just really weren't in a big hurry. But you have to talk to Kelly and Marshall to see if there was a lot of back and forth, or just they were obviously a lot of things happened in that period of time that would put a lot of things on hold, which may have probably had a lot to do with it too.
Okay, we'll go to Marty.
Thank you. Marty Smith, ESPN. Dale, congratulations. As you look forward to this next contract, if you wouldn't mind, take a look back at the current one quickly for me and rate it. Assess your time at Hendrick so far.
I would give me a barely a passing grade at this time. I'm not, content at all, and I feel like I've been given some really good opportunities there, and just haven't been able to capitalize on it. Haven't been able to haven't been able to go to the racetrack and and get on the racetrack and go fast. This year we started seeing some. We made a lot of changes in the off season. I've said that damn sentence so many damn times this year, but we had a lot of changes. And this year things started to swing upward for me, and I started to feel like we might be on the right track, and my confidence is up, and I feel good about what's going on there. So I like to see how we can do over the next, in the future, over the next 12 to 18 months, see what kind of growth me and Steve have, And I really, really like working with him. And I think that he knows exactly what, he does. I'm satisfied with, the performance that he has and how he works and goes about running his race team. And I'm satisfied with the way his cars drive. We just need to find that little bit extra. And we've had it at times this year, and we've had some pretty fast cars at times, but rarely do people, really recall that. They kind of, people tend to, look stronger at the negatives and our more recent performance, which I can understand that. But we've had some pretty good cars this year, so I think we have to, keep our heads up and try to do what we can with this opportunity that we may have going into the chase. But I'm not really answering your question, I guess. But I'm not nowhere near at all satisfied with what I've accomplished so far. I feel like that that's motivates me to try to go in there and do what I want to do and accomplish what I want to accomplish with that company. And that's why I feel fortunate to have that opportunity with a new extension.
Okay, we'll go to Dustin, Mike, and then up here too.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. I know you still got to clinch a spot in the chase, so you're certainly close. What do you have to do to be a championship contender? I know you said last week you're not going to be satisfied with just making the chase. So what does Dale Earnhardt Jr., what does this team have to do to, in 12 weeks be celebrating Homestead instead of people saying what happened?
Right. Well, I will tell you, I feel personally that we were pretty close to realizing that type of potential at the start of the year. Now, I'm saying we're close. I don't think we were a championship caliber team at that time, but we were as close as I've been in some time, consistently week in and week out. I had top 10 speed, ran in the top 10 of races, week in and week out. That's when you go into the chase, you need to average, or you need to consider trying to possibly average a fifth place finish for those 10 races. I think when Jimmy barely beat Jeff that year, Jimmy had a 4-point something and Jimmy had a 5.0 or some stuff. So, I mean, someone can easily put together that kind of a average in the 10 races. So you're going to have to be very, very good to win that championship. We have, we kind of feel like we've fallen off a little bit on our speed. And I've always kind of struggled in the summer for whatever reason. And so maybe that really doesn't concern me that much going into the rest of the racetracks that we're going to run at. But we went to Bristol, and we kind of underperformed compared to how we ran there last time. So I'm a little concerned, and we're working hard, and as a team we're going to try to do the best we can. I can't really tell you exactly the exact parameter we're missing, or I can't put my finger on. And I don't think you never can in this sport say, oh, well, we're missing this piece of the puzzle right here, and if we could get that. It's just so many variables involved. But I think that we started the year off great. I took this typical summer slump I always seem to have for whatever reason, and hopefully we can rebound, and then it'll cycle back around and right at exactly the right time. We're coming up on a couple racetracks that I feel pretty good about, and then all the ones in the chase I really enjoy. And hopefully if we have that opportunity to be in the chase that, we just might surprise some people.
Dale, you're focused on the championship. To make the chase,
Yeah, relief would probably be the right word because everyone expects you to make the chase. If you don't make the chase, you get that tag on you. You sort of get labeled, when you miss the chase, and I just want to avoid being in that situation. There's only a few drivers that get to make it, and it's a pretty competitive sport. But if you can be consistent and be smart, I made a few mistakes and a few driver errors that I really wish I could have back now that I tried to tell myself not to make all year long. And I did pretty good, and then we got along in the middle of the summer there, and I started making a couple of mistakes, trying to get on, blowing the left front tire out, coming on the pit road at Kentucky, and a couple other places like that took away finishes that we needed. And I think I know that if you can just be smart and the kind of equipment and the kind of team I have, I should make the chase. We're plenty good enough to do that. But we almost, we put ourselves in a tough position going into these last two races over the summertime with a couple of mistakes that I made, and I'm sure Steve might stand up here and tell you he made a couple himself too. But we just have to learn from those and not do them again. But yeah, I'm not. I think I'll just be relieved if I make the chase. I want to win the championship and be a champion one day. I think that's what everybody out there driving, strives to do. Making the chase is just kind of like, something that is expected of everybody.